a love shot.
Hey guys, thanks for watching this video. I really appreciate all of the subs and everything. So today we're going to do something a little bit harder. Today we're going to be making something that is a little bit more difficult to make. So if you're not used to, making items, that's okay. You definitely can reference this video to go ahead and make some amazing items. So what I did is I, normally go to WayFair and check out things that I want to add that are custom to my house. So I found this really cute, beautiful shelf on WayFair, and I am now going to be putting it in my build. So you can reference WayFair, you can do like Amazon, you can go ahead and go to, overstock.com, you can go to Lowe's, Home Depot, whatever you see fit. But for me, I'm just using Wayfair because it has mostly furniture items. And just using references is always a great thing to do. Anytime you want to use a reference, it's just much better. It makes your builds look better. It just, referencing real life is always great. And you can even follow instructions to a T now due to the custom items that have now been in game. So right now we're making this cool shelf, just really, really cool. Just, really awesome. And I'm just resizing pieces to build this custom shelf. Now it's going to look kind of, funny, of course, at first. It's going to look weird. It's not going to look like a shelf, of course. But as we go ahead and move along and get everything ready, we'll go ahead and have a shelf, essentially, the shelf. So we're just working on this shelf, just adding all the pieces, and I'm just adding the back layer to the one part of the shelf. And don't worry if you don't get this, guys. It's custom pieces, and custom pieces can be very difficult to build. They take quite some time. So this is the one piece. So currently I'm adding shelves to the other side. Just to have that. I use the rug because the rug will go ahead and make sure that the shelf stays up. And I use the middle piece so that the middle piece will put the item in the middle, because without that, it will not put the item in the middle, and it won't stay up like that. So the rug is what keeps the shelf staying in that position. So you always have to use the rug when making stuff like this, because the rug is what keeps the item floating. For some reason in this game, the rugs, just really work. And you just want to make sure everything kind of matches in the same way, everything matches up. Okay, so now we're just going ahead and just editing some things, making sure everything kind of, at least layers out okay. And we're just still working on it. And just working on it. And okay, so now we have resized the glass part. And of course, you want to make sure you use a rug. Don't make the same mistake I did. Sometimes you have to not use a rug just to make sure that it's the right size. So you want to make sure that too. And now it's kind of looking more like a desk, which is great. You want to make sure, again, you use a rug, because I was just, making sure everything was resizing correctly because I have to make sure the dimensions are as close as possible to each other. And I was having some issues here. Yep, I have to resize that so that it connects. Okay. You just want to kind of make sure that everything connects okay. You make it as small as possible so that everything fits perfectly. See, as I was working on that, I mean, you could use the tools as leveling tools. Like you can use it to measure if an item is like within the correct amount of feet of each other. So you can definitely do that. And now we're just resizing it so it matches the other side. And this is where I ran into some issues. So to fix this issue, I used like a measuring tape, kind of. I used another piece to measure and make sure that it was the same size, and it took me a while to figure it out because customs are definitely just really hard to build, and it's almost perfect, but it wasn't perfect. You just want to make sure that it's exactly the same size. And you can use, like I said, you can use customs to go ahead and see if items are the same size. It's really important, and it's kind of off, to make sure items are the same size. It's just really helpful. Okay, so yeah, so we're just again resizing, just trying to get that right size for the shelf. Definitely not the right size. Just trying to resize to get the right part in there. Just measuring again with the other part of the. And sometimes you have to do this over and over and over. You're going to make mistakes. Just don't get frustrated with it. You're definitely going to make all kinds of mistakes, but in the end, it's going to look amazing. I always learn from my mistakes, make them, then redo them, and then do it again and again until no mistakes are made. Sometimes you're just going to make those mistakes. You just have to definitely just learn from them. Definitely, because nobody's perfect. And if you accidentally grab another item, just you can always go ahead and cancel. Just press cancel, and then if you accidentally grab another item, it won't come with you. Okay, and now we're just adding that glass piece in. Just doing some different kind of measurements with the items, and you just press cancel if you grab it by accident. Oh, sorry, Grayson, I'm doing something so you cannot put the music on. My brother's next to me. No. Okay. So right now I'm just resizing this. Just resizing this really quick, getting this all taken care of. So this is just a piece that I'm going to be putting underneath for just to make it look more real. Yeah, just to make the piece look more real. And if you hear any background noise, it's just my brother. He's just being himself. He's being awesome, right? Yeah. He's playing Spider. Okay, so I'm just resizing everything, making sure everything is good, and just working on this, just working on it. Okay. It's always good to use a rug to try to reference, but in this case, the rug wouldn't go under, so could not, it wouldn't work in this case. So I decided to work on something else while I fixed that. So I was just working on the sides, just making them a little bit higher so that everything would look good. And you're just going to kind of go back and forth with your builds at times. You just go ahead and just keep doing what you're doing. Sometimes you'll just go back and forth with them. And we're just resizing the sides so everything matches and looks good. Okay. Yeah, customs have a lot to do with just resizing the item constantly. Um, changing the color, resizing the item, doing it over and over again. Making the item look as real as possible. Once you get it, you got it. Because on top of this, we're gonna add something so it looks even more real. And with customs, not everything always fits correctly, so you have to just double check everything like this. And if you can make it better than mine, that would be amazing. I would be so proud of you. Please make your shelf better than mine, please. But I'm just again still working on it. Yep, just still working on it, just getting it all taken care of. Changing the wood, making it really custom to my liking. If you can make it any color. You don't have to make it like I do. You can make it blue, you can make it white, you can make it any color you like. You don't even have to make it like I did. You can make a completely different, thing that I did. And now it looks more like a shelf. Like it's coming together. It really is. I'm really proud of it. Okay, and now comes some more fun parts. So, you like I said, you can recolor. You can add things like you can do all kinds of cool decorations. You can do books. You can do plates. Like you can put anything in there. Everything really looks great. You can do cups. You can make your own tea. Like you can make your own tea set, and then you put the glass back in there, and it just looks like like it's a rare piece of silverware, plates. It just makes it look that it's something special, or that it could just be a cabinet. It's definitely up to you. And now I'm just resizing this piece that I had trouble with earlier. This part's always hard to resize. Okay. All right. Trying to make it as perfect as possible. Oops. A little too big. Okay. Like I said, you can do it any way that you want to. It's definitely up to you. I really had to fight with this part to get it exactly right. You want to make sure you get the length right and everything. Okay, so here comes the last part of the pieces. So now we're just going to make sure that everything is good and then add some more custom details. So now we're going to do some structural stuff. We're going to use the rope to make it look real. And kind of you want to kind of start from the bottom because it's a lot easier if you start from the bottom and then pull it all the way up. Because if you don't start from the bottom, it kind of messes it up and you have to like really just fight with it to make it as straight as possible. And it may look funky now, but once you change the color of it, it's gonna look great. I just personally decided to go with a darker color because the tan wasn't the same color as the rest of the build, so I just went with a darker color. And and it just made that like it's like an opening. And then so I couldn't do that, so I did something else instead. I made 2 drawers, and I put a line across from them to make it look as real as possible. Like I said, you should have started from the bottom. There we go. Okay. And that looks so real. And now that looks amazing. And then like I said, you can add any kinds of decorations you want to. Like you can add a flower pot, and I added some books. You can switch them around. And like this will look like a real shelf. This looks like something I would have in a house, or anybody could have in their house. You can add any kind of decorations, books, spatulas. It could be like, a buffet for your living room, for your kitchen area. You could do pretty much anything you want to. And you can make it a different color. You can make it a different type. That looks really good. You can do anything you want to. At this point, you can make it wood. You can make it granite, I wish the granite came in a different, style, but that's the way the granite comes. And that looks really good. Or you could do wood. You could do any type of wood. Make it completely different, make it completely original. You know, and that's what I did. Even though I referenced, WayFair, I made mine completely original colors and everything. And you also have those 2 extra shelves, which is great. You could put your tablet on there. You could put, food on there. You can go ahead, put pictures of your family on there. And I made all kinds of shelves. You can make all types of different kinds of shelves. But that's it for this video. I really appreciate you guys. Please subscribe.
It's a love shot.